Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Atlanta Unplugged. I'm your host, Steve Paul, and today we have another special one, an original from season 1. But before we get there, make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, and hit that notification bell to help the channel out so we could grow and continue to bring you the latest artists. So let's get to it. We got right next to me, Sixx. What's happening?
Hey Steve, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right, and thank you once again for coming back to Atlanta Unplugged.
Oh, thank y'all for having me. You know, home team in the building.
Yes. See, you were original day one from the first season before my time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I actually met D on Instagram, and he heard my music. I had dropped my last album, Sixx, so he wanted to do some video for me, and it's been beautiful music ever since.
Yeah, man. You know, D was doing the Cabbage Patch and the Running Man when he heard your music. You know, that's what's up. So what's it been? What's it been since that time? Because it's been what? Has it been 2 years?
No, it hasn't been 2 years. It's probably been a year and a couple months, something like that. Because I had already dropped the album, but he heard one of the songs on there that he liked. Mm-hmm. So he hit me up and he asked me if he could do videos. So I was in the market for that, and it worked out beautifully. Yeah, we have 2 videos done, Location and Needed. Mm-hmm. And we're about to shoot another one tomorrow. So, yay, we're excited about that.
And how's the videos been going?
Really good. Like, Needed got a lot of response. Like, I've been getting a lot of people saying they really like them. And they're liking the music. So, I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. And all that, both of those production was by Willa Fool?
Most of it. Willa Fool has 6 songs on my album. I have 2 with KE on the track. And the other 3 are this gentleman I met. Well, we haven't met, literally, but he lives in New York. I got 3 beats from him by some weird circumstance. But the songs came out really good, so I had to add them to the album. So, yeah.
But the ones that you have out, your singles you have out, those are not the Willa Fool?
Actually, he produced the one we're doing the video for tomorrow. It's the first song on my album. It's called Like It, Love It.
Like It, Love It.
Yeah, Willa Fool produced that one, so that's going to be the next video that we're shooting tomorrow.
Yeah. So where do you draw your inspiration from?
You know, it's life, and I think that we live in kind of an interesting time right now. Like, we have the cancel culture, and everybody's kind of sensitive, and, you know, it's a lot of, I see a lot of negative experiences about love, but I think that even if it doesn't end well, there's always that point where we like each other and it's good and we're having a good time. Sometimes it lasts longer than others, but I really enjoy that part of it, and I want to talk about that because I feel like we're kind of missing that. Like, it's a lot of, you know, I don't trust people, or I don't like this shawty, or he's just my sneaky link. And I mean, I think there's a lane for all of that. But I think that people still, even though they hate to admit it sometimes, I think they still fall in love. And I think they still enjoy having that type of relationship and bonding in that way. So I like that. That has a special place in my heart.
Yeah. The love is gone now.
It's not gone. It's here. I just think that sometimes when a certain sound come out or a certain idea, people jump on that because they're told that's what they're signing right now, or that's what the labels are looking for. Like a few years ago, you know, you would hear like a lot what I call trap R&B, where it's B's and H's, and I don't really like that, shouted like that. But I notice now there's more R&B coming back around. Like, it always comes back around. So I think as an artist, you just have to stay true to what's true to you. And if you put the work into it and make the music the best you can, you're always going to find your audience. I just don't believe in following trends. Like, I think once a certain sound comes out, or, you know, Thug makes a song, and everybody want to make a song that sound like Surf, and I get in the DJ booth, I get that a lot. Like, if a song is hot, we get a whole lot of songs about side pieces, or you get a whole lot of songs about she on that pole, or you get a whole lot of songs about, and I think that sometimes people are making music that they think will help them get a deal or help them get to where these other artists are, because that's what they see them winning with. But I think you just have to do what feels right to you.
So if y'all don't know, she is a DJ.
Also,
she's also a DJ, but not just any DJ. You know, she's a strip club DJ. So break that down. You know, let the people know, what does that mean, and then also let them know what position you play as being the strip club DJ here in Atlanta.
Well, I think DJing is DJing. Like, I do a lot of events, but I found myself mostly doing a strip club. When I started, don't laugh, but I was doing karaoke. That's how I started. And I came here as an artist. I came here signed to an independent label. So I didn't really want to work, like, say, a regular job. And I kind of fell into DJing because I knew music. So I started DJing with some of my guy friends that were doing it. And one of my friends, he used to let me work with him. So he'd be out in the club, having drinks, talking to people, and he would just leave me in the booth. And I started playing, and I was like, I can do this. Like, I think I can do this. So I answered an ad on Craigslist, believe it or not, and they were looking for a female DJ. And that was my first official gig, like, in adult entertainment. And when I say they laughed, when I started, they were like, child, please. They were like, don't no women do this. Like, they laughed at me, like, you're not going to be able to do this and that. And I mean, I don't know, like, if you had told me before I moved here I was going to be in that position, like, nah. But it was kind of like a natural fit, because I've been listening to music since I was so little, and I like everything. Like, I like the gangster music, I like the strip club music. I feel like you are in a strip club, you got to play some 3 6 Mafia, you know, you got to, certain things I just like I like music. The only thing I really don't like is country, yes. Yeah. But I grew, and being from Oklahoma, and my first job, we had to play everything. Like, he didn't want to hear Gucci before 4 o'clock. He would go off. Like, you had to play, like, a little 70s pop, a little 80s, a little 90s. He did not want to come into the club and hear Lil Wayne at 3 o'clock. Like, he would have a cow. So I really got to use being from a different place to my advantage. Because a lot of the DJs that came, they didn't want to work for him, because all they wanted to play was, like, the Atlanta hip hop, and he did not play that. Like, you could not start that till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Right. So I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. He wanted a female DJ, and I kind of just fell right into it. And I didn't realize until I left that club and I started talking to my mentor that there weren't any women, like, really in those jobs. Like, it never occurred to me, because I was just doing what I like to do. It never occurred to me, and I started going to other places, and people would think I was going to dance, or they would ask me if I was going to waitress, and I'd be like, no, I got this big, you see me with these turntables, like, no, I'm here. And I've been in situations where people didn't want to leave me, like, they didn't want to leave me in the booth. They thought I was going to, like, burn it down, I guess, I don't know. But now that I've been doing it for a while, when I go places, people kind of know me, and it's a little easier. But when I first started and I left my first club, I really learned that, like, wow, like, there's not other girls doing this. Like, it never occurred to me that it was like that.
Right. It's not, it's not really that much out there as far as a female DJ in any, DJ field. So shout out to the female DJs that are out there. Like, we do have a legend, Spinderella.
Yeah.
So shout out to Spinderella and everything, because I think she was like the first female DJ on the hip hop scene. You know?
there are definitely some out there. I think just in adult entertainment itself, because I kind of landed in that field because all my friends were doing it, and I was saying, wow, like, I'm watching how, the money's different and it's a different environment. And what I really like about the strip club is that you can play almost anything. If you mix it right, if you put it in the mix right, and it makes sense, you can play almost anything. And if it's good music and you can make it make sense, people will love it. Like, I had a situation where I was calling girls to the stage and everybody was dancing, so nobody wanted to go. So I got a little frustrated. So I put on Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA, and I'm thinking they're going to be mad. And I looked out there and they were just, table dancing, and it was going down. And I was just like, they should hate this. They didn't hate it. Like, you can play just about anything if it makes sense.
So do you think that is something that is unique to strip clubs and everything?
Definitely. And I think they're more open to hearing new music. Like, some people go in a strip club and they want to hear something that's good that they've never heard before. They want to hear something that's going to make them come to the booth and say, what is this? When you play certain clubs, especially like radio clubs or clubs that like advertise on the radio, if you ever notice, they all play the same. I'm on to the next, on to the, and then you hear the Beyonce song, and then you hear that because they have a programming, especially with radio DJs. So they can't, if you bring them your song, they can't play it. Like they're tied to what's in rotation, especially if they're tied to a station. With a strip club DJ, you can pretty much play what you want. And it's a good opportunity to break records because, and maybe it's because there's women in there doing their thing, but people are way more forgiving. They'll give you a listen. They'll actually listen before they say, this is whack. Like now, some things I've seen people bring and it's whack and it's nothing you could do. You know, I had an artist bring me a song. He kept bringing me that same record. I was like, baby, please bring me something else. Because it just wasn't the business. And then I had one guy, he brought me a song about finding a dead body. And the song was not bad, but it wasn't the place for that. And so the first time I played it, we were depressed. Like when it was over, everybody was like, oh, like I had to turn it back up. It was so bad. And I said, listen, bring me something that's going to fit the environment. So he came back with another record. It was a party record. To this day, I can play that song and it'll turn up. And he listened to what I told him because sometimes as an artist, we be in our own minds and we want to make what we want to express ourselves how we want to. And we don't think about like, how is the audience going to receive it? And I think that's the one thing that helped me as an artist is being a DJ because you realize like it's not just about my artistic vision, but how is the audience going to receive this? And am I going to be able to play this and not be the only person that's feeling this vibe? Like you want to think about you and your audience.
So do you think about those that come in, like you said, the audience, or do you also think about the dancers?
I think it's both. I mean, first, I try to listen to myself first, but I think it's both. And I think that's the misconception about strip clubs. Like, people always bring me those, you know, she's on the pole, she's doing her thing on the thing. It doesn't have to be a strip club song. If it's a good record, it'll do well. Like, when I put my last album out, I'm working on the east side. I'm working on Moreland, you know, so I'm thinking, I don't know if they're going to be feeling, you know, it's real love vibes. Like, you know, they some bops, but I was like, I don't know. But I was like, I had my manager like, you know, play your songs, we like it. Like he was calling it sex music because to them everything sounds like sex. If it sounds pretty, it's sex music. So he's like, play that stuff. And I'm like, wow. Like I had somebody come and tip me to play my record, and I was like, okay, like, all right. I realized that I was tuning in to more than just myself. But yeah, you'd be surprised. Like, even with a lot of the music now that we have that's all B's and H's and this and that, I had a guy come to me and he said, listen, I know this is what's hot, but he was like, I'm tired of hearing women call out their name. He gave me some money and he was like, play your song to start. Play us the R&B. Like, you have different age groups, different backgrounds. People want to hear different things.
Can you play gospel music?
No, that's the one thing I don't do. I don't play, but I don't really, honestly, and I don't know, I don't never have a problem really with people tipping. Like, I see people doing that if nobody's tipping, but I don't usually have that issue. So I don't know. That's one thing I probably won't play is gospel. Nah. I'm afraid I'll get struck down. I don't want to get struck down in the DJ booth. So I could hear my grandmother looking over me like, no, ma'am, no.
So coming to Atlanta, because you're originally from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah.
Now you're coming to Atlanta. Do you think it's a Atlanta thing because you know strip clubs is more bigger out here in Atlanta than anywhere else?
Oklahoma has no strip clubs.
Got no strip clubs?
No, they have like topless bars, which very few people go to. Like,
do you think you could bring your talent back home to Oklahoma and they would accept it, or?
I mean, for DJing, yes. Oklahoma's very conservative, so I don't know. I think we're probably a ways away from having like a lot of adult entertainment like we do here. Like, there are swinger clubs here. There's strip clubs here. There's those places where you go watch the movies at. There's adult entertainment store. Like, when I went to Oklahoma the last time, I drove by the adult entertainment stores off by the airport. They have blinds. You can't even see in the thing. Like, you don't even know what they got. Here, you drive by, you're like, what's that in the window? Like, Oklahoma is very conservative. Like, even with the dress, you're not going to see, like, I always joke when I moved here, like, you see anything today. Like, you go to pick the kids up, they got on the little shorts, and you see it after a certain time there. It's a little more conservative than it is here. So I don't know if they would get, but the crazy thing is they just legalized the smoke. I was kind of surprised about that.
She said they legalized the smoke.
They did. And I was a little shocked about that because it is very conservative. But as far as like open nudity and sex
they
clubs,
like, shit, we conservative, but shit, this weed is good.
Yeah, but it was crazy to me because I would never expect that. Because Oklahoma is very conservative. Like, they have places where the strippers go, but they lock the club down. So after a certain time, you can't get in because they're not really supposed to be doing that. So they'll lock the club down, and then you can only get in until they lock the doors. And then after that, you just...
Is Oklahoma a red state?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think so.
Wow,
I think so.
wow,
yeah,
wow.
but it's definitely different. It's a different environment than here. Very different.
But what's the population like? Is it is it a mixture?
No, it's more the other.
Okay.
We are the minority, but that's what I like.
But they got a lot of Native Americans though, right?
In certain areas, yeah. Like where my great grandmother lived, it was right by the reservation, like that more Shawnee, Atoka, Stringtown, yeah. But in the city is becoming more black. Like people are migrating, but not like here. Nothing like, oh no. When first time I came here, I was just in awe because I had never seen that many black people, and they were professionals and doing business. But I've really been trying to move here since I was in junior high school. Like, I wanted to go to high school here. I wanted to I was telling my mom like, quit your job. Let's go to Atlanta.
Yeah. I was trying to move here when I was in junior high and high school and everything. You know how they say, after you win something, they say where you want to go.
Yeah.
And they normally say, oh, I want to go to Disneyland or Disney World.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I want to go to Freaknik.
Yeah. I ain't want to go to I ain't know nothing about Freaknik. That was before my time. But I wanted to come here and go to performing arts school. I wanted to come here and really get into the music because I've been singing since I was really small. I've been singing since before I said anything, so. Yeah.
You done shut me down, my Freaknik story down and everything.
I've seen videos, but I don't think
that would have been a perfect time for the strip club DJ.
Yeah, but see, when I came here as an R&B artist. I did not. I really just literally fell into DJing because I was hosting karaoke, and it turned out to be more DJing than I thought. Like, you had to call the singers, but you had to keep people interested in between the singers. Right. So it turned out to be a lot of that, and I ended up being good at it because I knew the music. So, and then it gave me an opportunity to play my music at the club and get more feedback than just my own. So before I dropped every album, I was playing the songs in the club. Like, I wouldn't tell anybody, but I would just play it and then be like, do they like it? Are they dancing? Okay, cool. Are they throwing money? Okay, good. They like it. Okay, cool. So then I had a couple songs that people would Shazam it and be like, this is you. Why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, well, I just wanted to get a natural reaction. So I would never say anything. I would just play it and then, pay attention and see what happens.
So you came here to be R&B singer. So how long have you been doing it professionally?
I've been with Williful Music. I'm a part of a music group, recording group, publishing company, DB Entertainment, Williful Music. I've been with them about 9 years. So
shout out to Williful. What I mean?
Definitely shout out to Williful. That's my main producer. We have a lot of songs together. So if you know about him, he's got songs on Future's new album. He got songs with King Von. He got songs with everybody. But he wanted a singer to work with, and he's really talented with the R&B. Like, he's so well-rounded. He's probably the most well-rounded producer I've ever met. Because most of the other people I met, I was just kind of making it work. They were giving me rap tracks. They were slowing them down or, we were just making it work. So when I met him, it was kind of crazy because we were kind of looking for the same thing at the same time. And then also I was DJing at a couple clubs at the time, and I broke our platinum record, which is K-Camp Cut Her Off. So it's actually been really good to work with him. Like, he's phenomenal, and people don't even realize how well-rounded he is with the music because he was giving me beats and I was like, wow, you made that too? Like, wow, that's crazy. But we met because I liked Deeper Than the Ocean. He did Deeper Than the Ocean. And I reached out to him and I was like, I really like this song. Like, Future was putting all them Same Damn Time, Gone to the Moon. He did Gone to the Moon too. And I was saying, Deeper Than the Ocean, it gave him the same sound, but it gave him a more well-rounded, everything was just fast. And it gave you still Future, but it was another side of him, and I really liked that. So I reached out to him and I told him, and he actually reached back, and it just went from there. So
right. So, your album.
Yes.
You don't have any features.
No, I don't.
Were you ever looking for any features?
I mean, I'm always open to features. I'm very open to that. I just want to make sure that we can come to a middle ground on the music because like the last person I wanted to ask, I went on their page and it was like FBs get money, you know, and I'm over here like if it makes sense, of course, definitely. And also someone who's going to promote it with me. Like I meet a lot of artists and I go on their page and there's no music. Like let's both be working to get it out there. So yeah, if it makes sense, I'm always open to that, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were doing your J. Cole thing, you know, just
no,
you know.
no. And I'm actually on one of my other business partners, SDM. He has a song called "Girls Making Love." I sing on that song. I mean, I'm open to it, like definitely if it makes sense. But like, I don't know, like if the music doesn't sound like we could do something together that would come together, then no, not necessarily. But I'm always open. I'm open to new producers. I met 2 new producers. They've given me beats I haven't used yet because we're putting this album out first. So when anybody tells me they do music, the first thing I say is let me hear something because I want to hear, you know, because you never know. Sometimes it's hot people you've never heard of. You know what I mean? Like the person who's got the 3 songs from New York, I never heard of him. I don't even know if he still who knows? But the beats he gave me are really good. The songs came out really nice. Like I always listen because you just never know. It's not always the names that are holding. So, you know, I always listen to everybody when they come to me.
So, as far as the direction you want to go in, because now you have this DJ reality, and you have your R&B singing reality. Which one takes?
Neither. Both. All of the above. It depends on what day you see me on. Because I mean, it still goes hand in hand. Like I've done performances at the club for my birthday and sang, and so it ends up being intertwined. But the music was just something that has always been such a big part of my life. Like I went off and got a regular job at one point, and they were still asking me to sing. Like I'm like, if I'm gonna be in the break room singing, I might as well go back to what I started with. And so to me, that was a huge sign that okay, you need to stick to what you know. Because I literally was. Every time they had any type of talent show, they were calling me. And I'm like, listen, I'm trying to stock these shelves. I'm not trying to sing. That's not what I came here for. But it kept occurring. It kept coming back. So I was like, you know what, let me just put my effort into it and make that my priority. So I think it's both. Because I enjoy both. And DJing is almost like being on stage. Like, it's very similar. It's almost like kind of the same type of feel.
Now, you're a singer, you're a DJ, and you also do your own fashion line.
Yeah, well, mostly for myself right now, but I dress my team whenever they have something. I style them. I do a little styling. You know, I make a little something. But that kind of just started too because I didn't really see what I wanted clothing wise, so I started just putting things together for myself, and I really enjoy it. Yeah.
So, who is Sixx beyond the music, beyond the DJ, beyond the fashion line? You know, you're in a strip club and everything, and, you know, people have their perceptions of that and all that. But who is Sixx beyond all that?
I mean, that's a complicated question. I think I'm just like everybody else. You know, we want to be happy. We want to love. We want to be successful. We want to prosper, you know. I think I'm trying to speak for the everyday person. Like, we get stuck in that, you know, oh, people ain't this and people ain't like they used to be. I think people still have that core good value and core love in their hearts. Sometimes they don't tap into it, but I think at our core, we're really not that much different. So, you know, people don't think so, but I'm just a regular person like everybody else.
just a regular person.
Well,
like
sorta regular, sorta.
Yeah, you want to be exceptional. You want to
well,
be
definitely. I think all of us are
above average.
I think everybody's exceptional. Some people just don't tap into it. Everybody's exceptional. Just some people choose to ignore their greatness for an average life. It's just up to you. Are you going to tap into what you're given, or are you going to fall back and want to be regular to be accepted or to be included, or because you feel like other people are going to understand you more? Everybody makes that choice. I think we all have the capability for greatness. It's just about, are you going to tap into it and work your greatness, or are you going to back off from your greatness and decide to ignore it because it's easier? Sometimes it's easier not to be great, and some people choose that because it's an easier road. So I think everybody has the potential to do whatever they want to if they're willing to do it.
That sounds like a segue into my next question. if you wanted to. So you have the platform, the Atlanta Unplug audience, and the people out there in the universe. What keys would you offer them in life?
I think for an artist, because of my experience and the people that I've encountered, work on yourself. Work on yourself. Work on your material. Work on your craft. Before you find someone to help you or sign you or promote your music or help you with your music, make it the best you can make it and work on yourself. Put as much work into yourself as you can before you get distracted by life. Because sometimes life can bring us distractions and relationships, and then your art. As artists, we're so sensitive and creative, sometimes your art can get pushed aside for life. You know, before you go making life-changing decisions, if you're really passionate about it, put that time into your passion, no matter what it is. And I think you'll always win doing that.
Yeah. I think you will always win, whether it's with the people or just with yourself. You know what I mean? Because that's loving yourself and everything.
Yeah, you got to win with yourself before you win with anybody else.
Right.
To me, that's just how I feel, in my opinion.
No, hey, that's real. I think that's real. Do you come from a musical background, or your
my dad's side, from what I hear, I'm not really close to that, so I don't know. I just always have done it. Like my grandfather used to say, I sang before I spoke. Like it's just always been such a natural thing. Like I've loved music since before I can remember what I loved. So it just kind of came like that.
Sang before she spoke.
Yeah, my granddad used to say that all the time. He used to actually sit next to the radio when I was a little kid, and I would remember songs and re-sing them and learn them real fast. And I don't know, it's just always something I've always done.
And who were some of the top artists that you listened to?
It's a list. Like, I don't know. I like so many things. You know, it really just depends.
Like, what's in constant rotation for most of the time?
Honestly, when I'm writing, I try not to listen to too many people because I don't want to write songs I've heard subconsciously. But when I do want to listen to music, it's usually stuff I can sing to. Give me something I can sing to. You know, nothing too ratchet. Something I can sing to, I'm with it. But now if I'm in the club, it's a whole different ball game. You know, because I couldn't play what I want in the club all the way. But I still like that too. Like sometimes I like a little gangster music. Sometimes I like a little rap. I love Gucci Man. You know, sometimes I like a little. You know, I think it's a time and a place for all that. I like it all.
So coming from Oklahoma, in Oklahoma, what type of music do they vibe out more to? They vibe out to the South more, West, East Coast?
To be honest, Oklahoma gets some of everything. But the radio stations are like, you might get 3 Britney Spears songs. You might get a Katy Perry, a Jeezy. You know, you'll get a Shine Down. You might get a Future, a T.I., but it's not going to be new. It's going to be like whatever you like. You know, you can have whatever you like. Like, they still playing that. Like, it ain't, you're not getting nothing too new.
CD, the Congo ain't that far behind.
Yeah. And it's like a rotation. Like, all of their radio stations are like, I think here the one is 103 The Beat, or it's The Beat, 107 The Beat. I don't know. I think it's 103 something The Beat. All the stations in Oklahoma are like that. Like, you might hear Atlantis Morissette. They're still playing that. You might hear some Khalees. You might hear some Jeezy, maybe. You know, you may not hear no Fujiano, but you know, you'll hear some Gucci. You know, it's mostly that mainstream top 40 rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you could pick who has the verses next, who would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. They already did SCBV and Escape. Probably Faith Evans would be good with, I don't know. Did Mary J. Blige already do one?
No.
I think Mary J. and Faith Evans would be a killer. That would be a killer, because those are two of my faves.
I don't know. Mary been in the game killing it for a long time.
Faith has too now. Don't sleep on Faith Evans. Faith got some songs now. Don't sleep.
She got some songs, but the long
yeah, I think Faith Evans and Mary J. could do a little something. I think that would be an interesting versus. I think so. They've done a lot of good ones already, so I don't know. But I think the Gucci Man Jeezy was probably my favorite.
The Gucci Man ZZ, yeah, that was
a good one.
That was iconic. But right now, my favorite is the SWV and Escape.
Yeah. I missed that one, but I'm sure it was good because I love both of them. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they took me back to my 90s days where I was,
we haven't done a ballad. Have we done a ballad one yet? Has there been a ballad versus?
Well, they had the Isley Brothers and
yeah, and Jodeci. Has Jodeci done one?
Earth, Wind and Fire and the Isley Brothers. Has Jodeci did one there? Nah.
Now Jodeci and somebody would be. Honey, we had to buy some extra candles for that one. Jodeci and somebody do something. Now that would be good.
Ooh, who would Jodeci? Who can you compare Jodeci?
You have you ever met anybody who don't like Jodeci? I don't think so.
No, we got whole rappers naming songs called Jodeci.
Yeah, they might get banned from the world if you don't like Jodeci. I don't know anybody who don't like Jodeci.
Yeah.
Jodeci and somebody. I don't know who would go against them, but somebody.
Ooh, yeah. So how can people find you and tap into you?
Okay, if you have Instagram, make sure you follow me at SixxStarENT. If you look up Sixx, the singer and the DJ, you'll find me, SixxStarENT. I'm on every streaming platform. I just dropped an album on the 27th, a couple days ago. It's called Sixx Heart. So make sure you look that up with 2 X's, Sixx Heart. It's streaming on every platform. It's doing really well. We're about to do our next video for Like It, Love It with Atlanta Unplugged. So make sure you look for that on my channel, which is the Sixx Star channel, and also the Atlanta Unplugged channel. And more videos. We're going to do a video a month. That's the goal for me. And working on more music, yeah.
All right. And if you shout out whoever you want to shout out.
Oh, definitely, I want to shout out my DB Entertainment, Williful Music Team, Williful, SDM, Willie Hunter, and myself. I really appreciate them because without them, we would not be putting out these albums. So I really appreciate their support, and the decision for me to stop DJing as much and work mostly on my music is because of them, and they really helped me continue. You know, you think after you get to a certain point, you don't know if you're at that point, you know, to continue or not. As artists, we all face that, and it's really kept it going, and just the response has been crazy. So I appreciate them because, honey, I was 1 minute from buying a bus ticket to Oklahoma, and
oh, wow.
I met them and everything changed. So I really appreciate everything they do to contribute to the music and how we all work together. I really appreciate them.
Yeah, that's what's up. And much respect to them. Much respect to you for coming back on the platform and everything. Welcome back. And,
thank you.
You know, shining star and all that. And look, that's Atlanta Unplugged. I'm Steve Paul. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and comment to let us know how the artists are doing on here. You know what I mean? Give them some encouragement.
All the feedback helps.
You dig. And that's it. That's all. We're out. Peace.